Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ademisola, also known as Diction with Jerry. If this is your first time here, you are absolutely welcome. On this channel, we talk elocution, public speaking, social etiquette, and personal development. So if this sounds like something that interests you, please hit the subscribe button and of course turn on the notification bell so that you get to know whenever I upload a new video. In today's video, I am going to be speaking about how to communicate as an immigrant. Yes, how to communicate as an immigrant. In Nigeria, where I come from, we call it the Japa syndrome. To Japa in the Nigerian parlance is to relocate. So this video is for people who have moved countries, who have moved probably from their home countries to another country, especially country where English language is the first language, and you're asking, oh, when I get to the airport, the moment I get to Heathrow, should I just start to imitate the Queen of England? So maybe they're asking when I get to the airport, how do I begin to speak? Should I start to say, oh, good morning, how are you doing? My name is Adorance. Should I begin to speak like that? How do I get these people, these foreigners to understand me? These and some other questions I am going to be providing answers to in this video. So if this sounds like something that interests you, definitely keep on watching. So, how to communicate as an immigrant. Number one, do not fake an accent. Do not, I know you might be tempted to, because there's this joke where you find people who who they say have traveled abroad for what, 5 minutes, and then they return home with a British accent, and they're like, give me a bottle of water, give me a bottle of water, give me a cup of tea. I like a cup of tea. Nah, that is fake, and you do not want that. I'm not sure there's anyone who wants to be associated with fake, so you do not want to fake an accent. Every country of the world has its own unique accent. So Nigerians have their accents, the British have their accents, and even in the accents, they have different dialects. I hope you know. So you have the South Africans, they have their accents. The Kenyans, they have their accents. So when they speak, you can tell, oh, this person is from this part of the world. Oh, this person is from this part of the world. And that is the uniqueness that we bring to the world. We all do not have to sound the same way. And the other reason you do not need to fake an accent is because it begins to pass this message that you're trying to hide something, that you're trying to make up for something on the inside. Maybe you're trying to, it might come across as a self-esteem, or as a self-esteem issue, or as an insecurity. So you do not want to pass that message across. You find people adding the rhotic, the letter R. So, good morning, how are you doing today? My name is Aderi Solar and I stay in Canada. I recently relocated. You do not want to be that person. Speak clearly, speak with your accent. So I thought to emphasize that, I thought to lay that foundation, that very important foundation. Listen to the Indians and listen to the Chinese people. Even when they speak, they still speak with their Indian accent or their Chinese or French accent. So you need to be comfortable and confident in your own skin. Embrace your accent. Yes, if you've taken any of my courses, you know that I tell my students, embrace your accent. So I need you to type in the comment section, embrace your accent. Embrace your accent. That is number one. Point number two, you need to work on your pronunciation and your stress placement. Very, very important. And I'll explain. In this part of the world, most of the time we're used to doing things a bit haphazardly. So it doesn't reflect until we travel out. And then we begin to get, I know clients, I've had clients and my other section coaches and my colleagues as well, they have said that they've gotten clients who would reach out to them to say, oh, I mean, I speak English. What have I been speaking in Nigeria? Really? So only for me to cross borders, and my supervisor is telling me that I need to work on my communication, or I need to work on my pronunciation, or I'm trying really hard to get my message across, only for the other person to keep telling me, could you please come again? Could you please repeat yourself? I beg your pardon. That can be frustrating and it can be a bit embarrassing. As a matter of fact, you do not want to wait till you relocate or you get that feedback from people before you begin to pay attention to your pronunciation. I like to say that it is important to prepare for the global stage. If that is your goal, if you would like to communicate with people outside of your region, outside of your country, if you want to play on the global scene without any barriers, without any impediments to communication, without any impediment, if you'd like to communicate without any impediment, it is important that you work on your pronunciation. So you have a word like basic. That word is not basic, it is basic. You have a word like education. It is not education like we like to say in Nigeria. It is education. You have a word like adjacent. That word, my people, that word is not adjacent, it is adjacent. Yes, adjacent. These are the issues, these are the seemingly little things that we need to pay attention to. Now, I mentioned stress placement. One of the impediments to eloquence is wrong stress placement. So you have a word like communicate. That word is not communicate or communicate. That word is communicate. Yes, communicate, not communicate. You have a word like interesting. That word is not interesting. It is interesting. Interesting. You have a word like expatiate. That word is not expatiate. I'm sure Nigerians like me can relate. That word is not expatiate, it is expatiate. Yes, expatiate. So these are the things, or the similar little things, that we need to pay attention to. As second learners of the English language, let me explain. So, I'm Nigerian. I'm Yoruba. Yoruba is my tribe. So, Yoruba is my first language. English is my second language. So, as second language learners of the English language, we usually have this issue of wrong stress placement, and it always poses a barrier. Again, it is barrier, not barrier. It poses a barrier to communication, to understanding, to comprehension, especially on the other person's part, especially if the person is a native speaker, like the British and the Americans. For instance, you're trying to communicate with a British man and you say, barriers to communication, and the person is like, barriers. Oh, you mean barriers? Do you understand? So that is what I am talking about. You need to work on your pronunciation and correct stress placement. My final tip to you if you're an immigrant would be to ensure that your speech is not monotonous. And what do I mean by monotonous speech? Ensure that your speech is not flat. Yes, ensure that your speech is not flat, because again, English language is rhythmic. English language has this rise, fall rhythm. So when you go when you go outside of your home country and you begin to speak on one tone, or you begin to speak using one tone, your speech will become boring. So when you go outside of the country and you begin to speak in a monotone, it's almost like walking on a straight line. No, you need to ensure that your speech is not flat. English language, again, is not flat. It is a rhythmic language. It has this rise, fall intonation. So you want to incorporate that when you are speaking. I will give you an example. I want to introduce myself and I go, "Good morning, everyone. My name is Aderinsola Adeyemi, and I'm an elocution coach. I'm a content creator and YouTuber residing in Vancouver, Canada. Thank you." Now, that is statement one. Compare that with this. "Good morning, everyone. My name is Aderinsola Adeyemi. I'm a content creator based in Vancouver, Canada, and it is such a pleasure to meet you." Now, which of these statements would you rather listen to? Which of these statements is inviting? Which of these statements is appealing to the ears? Of course, the second statement. So that is what you want to also incorporate. That is what you want to incorporate in your speech. Ensure that there's this rise, fall rhythm when you speak. I'll do a quick recap. How to communicate as an immigrant. First, do not, no matter the temptation, do not be tempted to begin to say wicked sort of people. Nah, you do not need to add or include that fake rhetoric in your speech. It is not necessary. Be clear. Remember, I don't know if you've seen my first video. I'll link it up here. It's titled "How to Become an Eloquent Speaker." And I mentioned there that the goal of elocution is social intelligibility, the ability to speak in any part of the world and be understood. That, my friend, is the goal. Not changing your accent, not sounding funny, not sounding fake, not speaking through your nose. Nah, it is not necessary. Number two would be to work on your pronunciation and the correct stress placement of words. And number three would be not to sound monotonous. Ensure that you are not flat or monotonous when you speak. I hope that you found this video helpful. Give this video a thumbs up if you found this video insightful, so that YouTube can recommend to other people. If you know anybody who has plans to relocate, or who is even outside the country, or anyone who intends to play on the global scene. I believe that everyone desires to take their career or businesses outside of the shores of this country, and they will definitely find this video helpful. So please share this video with them. Let me know what stood out for you in the comment section. Let me know the points that stood out for you in the comment section. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. We deliver 101% value on this channel. I thoroughly enjoyed sharing with you, and I hope that you enjoyed watching as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.